what you and your friends think. What you can't see will kill you. Don't die to get high. Fentanyl is fatal. Get the whole truth at CamdenCounty.com/fentanyl.
Sports is what we do.
You're in your car, you're in your house, you're wherever you are. You're a sports fan.
97.3 ESPN.
Because if you weren't a sports fan, you wouldn't be listening.
WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City. A town square media station serving all of South Jersey. This is Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app. Now, live from the Matt Black Kia Studios.
Oh, what a move!
Here's Josh Hennig.
People like me said all along this was going to be a close game. But nowhere in my wildest imagination did I think that the game would play out and be won or lost because of these small things. You know, Josh Hennig here on Game Night on 97.3 ESPN. We're going to get into why the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, and you can join the conversation at 609-403-0973 on the text board, and you can DM the show through the 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. You know, one of the things that stays at the game is there's one thing that we knew for sure that if it happened, the Eagles would lose. There was another thing that happened that we didn't think would be an issue, and it's part of the reason why they lost. And it's very frustrating because anybody who thinks that the better team won last night, I think is very blind and ignorant of how football works. The better roster did not win the game last night. Yesterday's game was an incredible masterclass by Andy Reid and his coaching staff of how to handle a big game. And it was a prime example to the rest of the football world what not to happen in a game like this. And here's why I say that. You guys know that if you run into me out and about at a local bar or a restaurant or anywhere where we're watching a game, right? I've always been the person, I'll talk to people, I'll talk to people, I'll chat about the game. But one of the things that drives me nuts is if everyone watching sees the same problem and the coach doesn't make the adjustment, what is the coach doing? But there are other things that happen that if everyone sees it and nobody cares, it's like a tree falling in the forest. Does it make a sound if nobody hears it? And to me, the two biggest problems with the game last night was, number one, the Eagles' defense failed in the second half. The Chiefs were 0 for 3 on third down in the first half. They were 4 for 5 in the second half. That is not analytics. That is not conjecture. That is pure facts. The fact is that in the second half of that game, the Eagles' defense failed. Now, I will not sit here and say it's all Jonathan Gannon's fault, because I do think that there's a point in time where, the players just have to do their job as well. And I'm not going to sit here, excuse me, and act like that the penalty at the end of the game lost them the game. Ultimately, should the penalty flag have been thrown? Absolutely not. But it was adding insult to injury. That was the real issue with the penalty at the end of the game. It added insult to injury. The bigger problem was the Eagles' defense never got to do what they've done all year. Mike Gill said earlier on the Sports Bash that Jonathan Gannon was waiting for the pass rush to get there. And my response has been to that, well, Gannon waited so long that the game was over and he was still waiting, because the Eagles didn't get a sack. And there's a variety of reasons why, and we'll get to that. But the Eagles didn't get the sacks, didn't get the optimal pressure and their defense got exposed. And this is where the great coaching by Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, Steve Spagnuolo came into play. The offensive coaching staff said, we have seen not one, not two, not three, but 4 different games where the Eagles' offense got exposed. And we're going to take that information, make adjustments, and use it against them. And Gannon made the wrong choices in the second half as a result. Because what do we see in the Detroit Lions game? What did we see in the Cowboys game on Christmas Eve? What did we see in the Washington loss on Monday Night Football? What did we see in the Houston Texans game on Thursday Night Football? What did we see in all of these different games? Was there is a way to manipulate the Eagles defense, get them to over pursue, get them to take the wrong angle, and expose them. And multiple times in the red zone, the Chiefs manipulated, took advantage of the Eagles. And furthermore, Jonathan Gannon was so worried about being beat over the top that he forgot he was playing not the 2021 Kansas City Chiefs, but the 2022 Kansas City Chiefs. Because this year's Kansas City Chiefs does not throw the ball deep consistently. They throw the ball within 1 to 10 yards. And instead of Gannon making that adjustment, he instead decided to just run his defense the way he has all season because, well, this is what we did all year long. And that mentality is a huge part of the reason why they lost the game. The Eagles got out-coached, out-schemed, out-maneuvered, and outplayed. Now, look, I'm not going to deny that the field was a problem, all right? Guys were changing cleats. Multiple players said after the game that they did not feel that they had any traction in the game. But whose fault is that? Well, number one, it's the NFL's fault because the NFL, so for those who don't know, the NFL brought in that grass field this week leading up to the Super Bowl 57 in Arizona. According to reports, they were growing this special grass sod since May of 2021. They brought it in just for the Super Bowl, and it didn't work out very well. And I think that, that is the part that no one saw coming. No one saw coming what Ian Rappaport, NFL insider for NFL Network, told the audience on the Pat McAfee show today, their online show. This is what the NFL insider for NFL Network said about the grass situation last night.
So here is what I was told happened to the grass. So they play the first half. I think the first half was mostly fine, right?
No.
And then, well, let me say this. Second half was worse. But basically, the halftime show, which basically spanned the entire field, it compressed the grass, it heated it up, and it got it slick. It basically increased the moisture in the grass because it didn't allow it to breathe because it pressed down on the grass.
Classic.
And then you take the halftime show off the grass, and it's kind of a little bit wetter. And in the third quarter, everybody was sliding around.
And you're McAfee, former NFL punter in the background, saying awesome in the most sarcastic voice he can, because that was the thing no one saw coming. And nowhere in my keys to the game, my analytics, my analysis, my thoughts, anywhere in my mind did I think that the NFL would be ignorant enough to let this happen in the biggest game of the year. To let this grass become a conversation point for us the next day. Now, look, I'm not sitting here saying if the grass was better, it guarantees an Eagles win. but it certainly changes how we feel about the game. For you, the Eagle fan out there, when you text in at 609-403-0973, when you DM us through the 973 ESPN mobile app, thanks to First Bank of Seattle, when we run into you out at the local bar, out at the store, out at the gym, out at the brewery or the distillery or at the beach or on the boardwalk, when we talk to you and when we talk about Super Bowl 57 forevermore, it's going to be what if. And that is what hurts the most for an Eagles fan, because your championship opportunity was taken away because of circumstances that are completely ridiculous. There is no reason why the field should be in such poor condition. There is no reason why the Eagles training staff should be less prepared for that moment in time than the Kansas City Chiefs staff, who apparently their players had their footing and didn't have an issue with the field as much as the Eagles did. I don't know why that is. There's no reason why Jonathan Gannon should get that thoroughly outcoached after not once but twice this season. Nick Sirianni has publicly criticized him for failing to adjust early enough in a game. You're telling me that Sirianni can't walk down and talk to Gannon about, hey man, what's going on here? Why was the touchdown so wide open? I'm not saying they should fight like Buddy Ryan and Ken Gilbride back in the day, but they should at least have a conversation, I would hope. Did they? I don't know. On top of all of what I just said, then you have Mahomes. Is his ankle or injured or is it not? It's the Eagles defense failing to contain him. I told you guys on Friday, don't blitz Mahomes to flush him out of the pocket. You blitz Mahomes to keep him behind the line of scrimmage. They didn't do it. Now, was that because of the field conditions or because of Gannon's play calling or because the players were executing? There's no right answer to this. It's all of the above. And that is why this game was a massive gut punch. At the end of the day, everyone who knows football on ESPN TV, on Fox Sports, CBS Sports, NFL Network, every single guy who watches film and breaks it down will tell you that the Eagles had the best roster in the NFL this year, but the best roster didn't win because when push came to shove, it was the little things that changed everything. It was the turnover. It was the penalty by Sayamalu. It was the kick return by Kadarius Toney. It was the penalty at the end of the game with the holding by Bradbury. It was the fact that, as players said, if Bradbury would have worn white gloves instead of black gloves, maybe he doesn't get called on that. It's all of these little things that add up, and it shows you why the quarterback is less important than we think it is. Because at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts had the better stats than Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes' team won because his coaching staff did their job and the Eagles didn't. And that was not expected. We'll get to more of your texts a little bit later this hour. 609-403-0973 is the text board. Also your DMs in 973 ESPN. Mobile app powered by First Bank Seattle. We'll recap the game more with Andy McNamara. He is back for a special Monday conversation to review the Super Bowl next with me here on 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app. Josh Hennig hanging out with you till 7 o'clock tonight. Sixers back in action versus the Houston Rockets tonight at 7.
Tomorrow on Compass Media Network's coverage of NCAA basketball, the Wisconsin Badgers host the Michigan Wolverines. Hi, this is Wayne Larrabee. Join Doug Gottlieb and me for all the Big Ten action. Can Chucky Hepburn and the Badgers defend home court against Hunter Dickinson and the Wolverines? It's Wisconsin taking on Michigan. If it's NCAA basketball, it's right here.
The college basketball season continues only on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 9 p.m.
Hey, big guy. Simple credibility approval.
Listen, big guy, try this. Give them more cash for their clunker.
That was my idea.
Why pay more when you can pay 0% with 0 down? So bring any trade to Matt Blatt Kia and drive home in a brand new Kia. Because if you have a job clearing $350 per week, Matt Blatt Kia wants to approve you. Even with 0 down and 0% APR financing for 36 months. Don't see your new Kia on the lot today? That doesn't mean you can't drive it home tomorrow with peace of mind. Matt Blatt Kia's exclusive 4-day love it or leave it return policy.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
Rate qualifications exist with approved credit. $27.78 per thousand financed on in-stock 2023 Sorento Hybrid. Not all will qualify. Go to mattblattkianj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer except for licensing, registration, and taxes. Expires 3/3/23. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township. And now on Route 37 and Tom's River.
At the Home Depot, we know the world is a messy place. Keeping it clean takes science. That's why businesses everywhere have long trusted cleaning products from Ecolab to take on the toughest messes. And now, that level of clean is available for your home. Introducing Ecolab Scientific Clean, a full line of professional-grade cleaning products for all your home's needs. So you can clean like you mean business. Now available exclusively at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Searching for fun ways to spend your tax return? Boats for cats. Oh, flotation devices for cats. Don't waste it all on something silly. Spend smarter with Straight Talk. Get our Silver Unlimited plan for $45 a month with unlimited high-speed data and with nationwide 5G. Plus, get a Samsung A13 5G for only $99.99, down from $149. If you're looking to get the most out of your refund, your search ends here. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
I had a nighttime routine for my frequent heartburn. I would drink milk. I would sleep upright with more pillows. But that painful burning stayed. So I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine. With just one pill each morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn day and night. Now I have a new nighttime routine. I call it sleeping.
1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. With Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Meanwhile, at the New Jersey Lottery Scratch-Offs division...
Wow, that is one powerful storm.
Team, that's no storm. That's our new Power X Scratch-Offs. Powering up to multiply winnings for even bigger prizes.
Like 5 times more cash. 20 times more cash.
50 times more cash. With a top prize of up to $3 million.
Awesome.
Feel the power of the Power X family. Anything can happen in Jersey. Must be 18 or older to buy a lottery ticket. Please play responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Every piece of land has a story. The Upshaw's right there is with a John Deere 1 Series tractor they call Penny. And this is Shaw.
Shaw stands for skilled hands at work.
When he's not cutting grass, he's cutting hair.
So every person is different from hair type to head shape. And I feel like it's the same way in a yard.
From front loader to backhoe, the Upshaws have the tools to DIY all day long. Run with us on a 1 Series tractor and start telling your story. Learn more at johndeere.com/radio.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
Hey, Pete, how's business? It's great. Foot traffic's still way down, but more people are finding me online. Nice. How'd you pull that off? Well, the first thing I did was go to mylocalcustomers.com to see exactly how many searches there were for businesses like mine. So I guess there were a lot? Yeah, there were hundreds of local searches every month. So after I saw that, they helped me position my business online to get in front of those customers.
That's awesome. I wonder how many people are searching for my services around here.
Well, it's quick and easy to get the answer. Plus, it's free. Just go to mylocalcustomers.com to find out. If there are a lot of searches, you should definitely get in front of them. If there aren't, no harm, no foul.
Go to mylocalcustomers.com for a free local customer analysis that will show you how many customers are searching online for your type of business. It's quick, easy, and free. Visit mylocalcustomers.com. That's mylocalcustomers.com.
You're listening to Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
You know, Super Bowl 57 is going to go down in infamy as the Super Bowl that no one is going to agree on. But what we all can agree on is that the Chiefs won, the Eagles lost, and there's nothing better to talk with Andy McNamara about football here on Game Night on 97.3 ESPN FM, 97.3 ESPN mobile app powered by First Bank of Seattle. Andy, my friend, welcome back to the show. Hopefully we can try to find some consensus on this show here. How you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. The consensus, I think, should be that the halftime show sucked. That's what my consensus is.
Oh, come on.
I hated
it did not.
I hated it.
She did a great
Everyone was
job.
dressed up like big giant marshmallows. There's barely ice. The memes that came out after were great. Where it was like Elmo.
I think it was more Assassin's Creed than it was marshmallows.
Oh, well, I guess. Or from Squid Games. Well, I saw like memes
I heard
of like
that
Elmo
comment
just
too, yeah.
shuffling and like just, no.
Listen,
terrible.
Well, first of all, two of the picks we got wrong were because of the halftime show. Because we got the first and last song wrong. So the real reason why you're upset, Andy, is because that the halftime show involved us getting some picks wrong. That's the real reason why.
You know what? If you dig deep, I think you might be right. That might be it. I just don't understand. You had all your friends. Jay-Z, Snoop Dogg did a concert the night before. Give me some extras here.
Listen, here's what happened, okay? And we'll get to the game in just a second.
Okay.
It was a flex. Rihanna, remember, didn't release almost any songs for like 6 years. Then she released a hit last year. And I think that she wanted to go out there after saying J-Lo and Shakira last year and say, I can show you how amazingly talented and sexy I can be with all of my clothes on, by myself, doing my songs, take it or leave it.
I'll leave it, and I'll take some more Shakira. That's just me. I'll take Shakira. That's old Andy's preference.
Listen, we'll disagree on that then, I think, but we did get the over 8.5 songs for Rihanna, so that worked out for us. We also had the over on the national anthem by only about 4 seconds, actually. We had the Pacheco anytime touchdown, the Hurts anytime touchdown. We missed on the Jarrett McKinnon anytime touchdown. So
Josh
remember
that was inches
that was
away.
called back.
Inches when he stopped. I'm like, oh, and it was the right move. He should have. He did the right thing, but that's right. We missed on the McKinnon anytime.
Yeah. We also had the Hurts over on the passing yards, which worked out. Although I feel like you would have made a stupid amount more money if you hit the under on the Mahomes under, because no one in their right mind would have thought that Jalen Hurts would have almost double the passing yards that Mahomes had in that game yesterday.
No, you're right. And if you just you take the yards out and you see the two, 3 touchdowns compared to 1 touchdown, who you think is having over 300 yards, right? Probably they got the 3 touchdowns, but no, it was the other way. Patrick Mahomes with 182, and it just I feel bad for our Eagle fan listeners and all that. I was rooting as hard as I could. It just wasn't meant to be. A tug at the jersey, and there you go.
What is more frustrating for you as a football person? Is it the fact that the Eagles got outcoached, or the fact that the NFL didn't realize that having a Super Bowl halftime show on a brand new sodded field would make it moist?
Right. The things you don't think of, right? I guess they had all the everything checked off except for that. That's a great point. I think it is sadly comical that that referee's call came just a few days after Roger Goodell said the officiating's never been better.
Never been better.
Never, not a problem. As soon as I heard that, I thought, oh well, that's it. We're gonna keep having this garbage. And was it technically a penalty? Technically, sure. However, you could literally call a penalty on every play. And that happening in the Super Bowl. We're not talking about some egregious face mask. Come on. But it happened, and technically it's the rule, and that's it. That's how it goes, I guess.
Get to the football game itself. I think that for a lot of people, we all know that when a team goes 0 for 3 in the first half on third down, and then 4 for 5 in the second half on third down, something went wrong for the defense. Something went really right for the offense, Andy. How frustrating was it for you to see the Eagles defense just go completely kaput in the second half? Because listen, I'm not trying to take anything away from the Chiefs. They did an amazing job. Andy Reid, Eric Bieniemy, they said, we watched the Lions game. We watched the Cowboys game on Christmas Eve. We watched the Washington game on Monday Football. We watched the Texans game on Thursday Football. We know that this Eagles defense can be manipulated, and they did an amazing job at completely taking advantage of them.
Yeah, they did. The MVP of that game was the offensive line of the Kansas City Chiefs. To me, period. The fact that you allowed 0 sacks, if you're that Chiefs O-line, 0 sacks. It's a team effort, of course, the coaching, the scheming, and all that. But that was something I would have never even dreamt to put a bet on. The 0 sack. I don't even know if that was a thing. But to not have a set with that Eagles defense, as great as it's been all year, the offensive line is the MVP of that Super Bowl. It was a case where Josh, it's something I don't necessarily even point to the Eagles doing that much wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't so much like, oh, you made this bit, the fumble by Hurts that get taken by a touchdown. That's not good, but he more than made up for it. But there wasn't much that you could just point to and say, ooh, that's really bad. It was more that the Chiefs adjusted and were really good. So that's not a silver lining for any fan, but at least in the case, I look at it this way. You didn't do that much wrong. Jalen Hurts hasn't even peaked. He hasn't peaked. We're still up. We're not even in his prime. And that dude played that way after he looked a bit skittish on that first series. I was a bit nervous there.
They did score, though.
He did score, but that guy got 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And you did that. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, don't you have a 10th overall first round pick coming up?
Yeah, thanks to the New Orleans Saints.
You got that with a rookie contract quarterback. And
he'll get an extension this offseason.
Right. You can manipulate the money, though. And
it's funny you said that. I'm glad you said that, because you know how many people have this consternation about how are you going to pay Hurts and afford? And I'm like, dude, Howie Roseman's the best at manipulating contracts. If the Chiefs figured out how to give Pat Mahomes $50 million and still pay Travis Kelce and Chris Jones and rebuild their offensive line, you don't think Howie Roseman can figure this out? I mean, come on.
Yeah, the NFL salary cap, it's smoke and mirrors. It's fake, because
it's
all you
pliable.
Do. Yes, well, the Browns have to do the same thing. Deshaun Watson has the highest salary cap hit of any player in football. So what's going to happen, you'll see in the next whenever, is they'll be like, okay, we've restructured the contract. All of a sudden, you just give Deshaun Watson a $25 million signing bonus, and the cap number comes down. As long as the owner has the cash to pay and is willing to pay the player,
the cash on hand, yeah,
you can make the salary cap do whatever you want. So,
and don't forget, Andrew Berry, what organization did he used to work in?
That's right, Eagles.
Yeah,
Eagles.
He came from Philadelphia before he went to Cleveland.
That's right.
So I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's not going to be a problem. And my point is, the Eagles are in such a good spot, I feel, to be able to still build through the draft. It's obviously still going to be an attractive free agency spot, and you have an ascending quarterback that hasn't peaked yet. And let's look at the state of the NFC at, pre-draft, pre-free agency. Right now, there's not too many other people I think would get back to the Super Bowl right now if the next season started today.
Talking football with Andy McNamara here the day after the Eagles lose Super Bowl 57 to the Kansas City Chiefs at AndyMC81 on Twitter. Give him a follow there for all of his 200 podcasts and shows that he does. Andy, does last night's game for you take Andy Reid and his resume to another level?
Absolutely, it does. Absolutely. I think he was probably a Hall of Fame coach regardless of last night. This cements it first ballot whenever he hangs it up and does it. For what he's done, you got win total, you got multiple Super Bowls, and he's done it at a super high level for a very long time. I'll give you one other one. I think Patrick Mahomes, legacy-wise, has just passed Aaron Rodgers. More Super Bowl appearances, titles, multiple MVPs, and as of right now, he's not that much of a jerk. You know, Aaron Rodgers is a curmudgeon. He's an angry, self-centered, self-righteous old dude. Maybe Patrick Mahomes will evolve into that. But I think right now, if you look legacy, right now, I put Patrick Mahomes ahead of Aaron Rodgers. He's in that rare air of multiple Super Bowl championship quarterbacks.
By the way, really quick, the news just came out. I'm seeing people reporting this. The Eagles Chiefs had the most watched Super Bowl in 6 years and the third most watched TV show ever last night.
Really?
113 million viewers that we know of.
That you know.
Because remember, this stuff doesn't always factor in certain other things like international is one number, and how it's
huge.
International is one number, North American versus Canadian versus US, how those break out. You got your streaming numbers, but it's looking like the NFL had a banner night. So I guess those people who paid $7 million per commercial, that worked out for them.
Yeah, it worked out. That's the thing. Every time people question the NFL, oh, how can you do? Look at the bottom line. Printing cash. Everybody wants more. They want more, and they get it. And that's why the AFC and NFC championship games are eventually going to be bid on destination spots like the Super Bowl. Why? Because it makes money for the owners. And some people will complain. I don't think it's right, but it's going to happen because it's money. And they just want more, and they'll get more. And I'm not going to be upset about it, Josh, and sit here like, greedy. I don't care. I'm going to still watch it. Sorry. Oh, well.
By the way, the report is that 7 million people were streaming the game.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Now that's 7 million users. So, if someone has like 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 people in their house while they're streaming, it technically could be more. So, big night in the ratings for the NFL.
Yeah, huge. Oh, yeah. You're right. Streaming, password share, whatever the heck, you get around it. But I think when those international numbers come in, and then as, the next few days, as like you said, those other numbers filter in, it's going to be even bigger, and it keeps getting bigger. And the international way that the NFL keeps trying to grow with the London games, Germany, Mexico, it just keeps going and growing. And now they're, they just keep trying to find new ways to innovate themselves and go to those new locations. It's like anything. If it's popular and you go to a spot for a first time, it's going to go bananas. Then if you have a good product, those people become lifetime fans. And then all of a sudden you're getting merch on NFL.com and off you go.
By the way, here's a further breakdown. So the report is that it was an average of 113 million viewers across linear television, Fox Deportes, and digital. So it's all inclusive. No out-of-home breakdown yet.
Oh.
But so that does not include bars and restaurants, that number. But
huge.
The projection, it looks like, is that this could have, if I'm reading this correctly, 19.5 million impressions out of home.
Wow. That's incredible. I'll tell you, Josh, even like a random tweet, I at the end of the game, I tweeted out, what color was the Gatorade? Because I bet on the Gatorade color.
Purple.
It was purple, but I didn't see it. I was watching the guy. I didn't see it. I didn't see the Gator. So I was like, what color is it? Josh, that tweet has currently 125,000 impressions. Why? Makes no sense. I tweeted a whole bunch of other better stuff. I tweeted, what's the Gatorade? It's one of the most popular things I've ever done. That's how popular the Super Bowl is. You tag Super Bowl, you tag Gatorade. You ask what color it is, and you're off and right. I'm just wild, and just all the attention it gets. It's so crazy.
The Eagles have a lot of free agent decisions to make this offseason. I'm not going to list the whole list for you right now, Andy, but what do you think is a realistic expectations for the Eagles moving forward? Because they can't bring everyone back.
Right.
A situation like this, Bradbury, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Marcus Epps, that's 3 of their 4 starters in their secondary. Those 3 are all free agents, just to name 3 guys who are free agents. And the likelihood is you're not bringing all 3 of those guys back. You're probably not bringing back both Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, right? Isaac Seumalo, he's a free agent. Maybe he lost himself some money last night with that stupid false start, but he's probably gets some nice money from somebody who's not the Philadelphia Eagles, and they'll slide somebody else in there because that's what they do.
Is Hargrave a free agent too?
Hargrave's a free agent as well. Yep. Okay. So is Kazir White. I guess we are going through the list now. So is Kazir White.
I'll be honest. I'm tracking the front 7 to the Eagles for the Browns because the Browns need a lot of D-line help. So I've been tracking you guys.
It's funny you said that because Clay Harbor was on with Mike Gill last week. He said he's doing the same thing for the Bears. He's tracking all the Eagles free agents. Like who's available? Like he was saying. He told Mike Gill on the Sports Bash last week because Clay Harbor played tight end in Philadelphia as well, but he's a Chicago guy. And he was talking about that. He's like, I hope Miles Sanders comes to the Bears. You don't need Miles Sanders. You already got running backs.
You're fine. Yeah, you're fine, Chicago. You got yours. But here's what's always interesting when you come out of a Super Bowl, because you have players with 2 mindsets, and I don't blame either side of it. One is if you're a free agent, all right, this is payday time. I'm cashing out, highest bidder. I got my ring. Now it's time to get all the money as much as you can get. And you have that Super Bowl swagger coming off. You'll probably get overpaid. Go cash out. Phenomenal. The other side is I want to build something special. I want that dynasty chance. I want that feel. I want to grow. Unfinished business, right? You might have got to the Super Bowl, same type of rub potentially, but it's like unfinished business. I want to go. And sometimes you get that hometown discount, that little less of, you know what? I want to be here. Maybe I'll get creative or something. So you have those 2 mindsets. So I'm very interested to see from these Eagles players who wants to say, I'm not done here yet. I'll get creative. I'll take it. And who says, and again, no blame. Hey, I'm just, you know what? We had a great year, especially on defense. Point to the stat. I'm going to go cash out somewhere else. It's going to be interesting.
Before I let you go, did you have a favorite commercial from the game last night?
So here's the thing, Josh. In Canada, we don't get the American good commercials. We get a few. You know what I get? I get crap from the CBC, Canadian Broadcast Corporation, talking about some stupid show that no one's watching about in the prairies. Someone's farming something. And I get some bank commercial that has no creativity. They do sprinkle some in. So the only real one I saw that jumped out to me was the Will Ferrell one. I forget what it was. I think it was for a truck or something. It was like
it was for the EV Chevys.
Yeah. That and I love Will. I'm a Will Ferrell junkie. I love Will Ferrell. So that was a fun one with the zombies and he was going out. So I really like that one. But otherwise, we don't get. I have to watch like the commercials when they get released like randomly now throughout. It's terrible.
So my favorite actual commercial was the E-Trade Babies commercial, where the one E-Trade baby is getting married. Oh. And they're all like at the wedding talking about like, E-Trade basically. Like I'll talk to the other babies about E-Trade about like, hey, you want to save that money, just so ridiculous. Like I that was my favorite. My favorite non-regular commercial though absolutely had to be, I was not expecting the Flashpoint movie trailer, the drop in the middle of the Super Bowl. That was completely unexpected. And I was losing my mind a little bit. The people I was with last night, they were looking at me like, why is Josh's face like eyes brighter than the room, because I'm seeing all these Easter eggs they're going to do. And basically, for those who don't know, the Flash movie is going to reset the entire DC universe and basically let James Gunn be like, you know what? I don't like that stuff anymore. I am moving on.
And just total reboot.
You can reboot whatever you want now.
You know what? Sometimes you need a little refresh. As long as they don't do it the way Spider-Man did. I like the Tobey Maguire one, and then you had like 3 other ones that kept coming in and doing the same story or variation. No. Okay, I understand he got bit by the freaking spider. I get it. Okay, I understand. Let's move on.
That's why when Marvel got Spider-Man back, they never told the origin story. They just said, "Oh, he's already Spider-Man." It's like, thank you.
I like the Tobey Maguire one. I'm an old angry Spider-Man fan. That's all. I want that one. And I like the
well, you had to at least enjoy No Way Home when they brought all the Spider-Men together.
I didn't see it. I was protesting.
Oh, come on.
I was protesting.
It was good, man. It was good. I love how because they make it like he's Toby's old Spider-Man because he's obviously older than the other guys. And like they make jokes about like, hey, he looks like he's like a youth pastor and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. Maybe I will have to check it out. I'm watching The Boys on Prime. That's dark. That's a cool show.
You know what? It's funny you said that. No, it's funny you said that because it's been hard for me to like try to get through for 2 reasons. One, because like you said, it is really like way darker than I expected. I expected a little more comedy with this thing. Like, because for those who don't know, The Boys on Amazon Prime is based on a comic line originally. And the comic line was like supposed to be like a satire, like making fun of other comics and characters and stuff like that. Like
what happens behind the scenes. They're not kind of jerks. Yeah.
Right. Like it was, and like the other problem is that there's a lot of shows I watch at the gym where like I'm on the treadmill.
Right.
And like you can't watch that in public.
No. And you can't drink it in. You can't be like running and swearing like, oh my God, that person just face got melted by laser eyes.
Right, exactly. Or like, it's like, oh, why is that guy naked in the corner over there?
That's
it's
weird.
like
Someone walks by.
It's just like, what am I watching? Like someone walks by, like, what is this guy doing at the gym that I get in trouble for? And someone tries to get me kicked out of the I'm not dealing with that, like
no. You have to watch that one at home. It's an interesting.
But then when I'm at home, it's like, I'm watching Sports Center updates. I'm rewatching a game. Maybe I'm watching something else completely different, because when you want to go to bed, you want to get hyper serious. You want to like relax and kick back and everything.
Chill. You're right.
And it's like The Boys. It's like, let's cut his head off. It's like, dude.
Like oh man. I know. It's crazy. It's
like
crazy.
Did you see the Terminal List?
No.
So it's on Amazon Prime too. It's with Chris Pratt. It's basically about a guy. His entire unit gets murdered and he gets framed.
Oh, okay.
And basically I'm not going to give it away. It is heavy. It is thick. So all of my military friends who've been in the military love it. They think it's amazing. They think it's so like real world accurate. But dude, it's heavy.
Really?
It's serious.
Okay.
And it's like, you can only watch an episode at a time. Like, a lot of shows you could like. You watch Cobra Kai. You can binge watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't binge watch.
You cannot binge watch Terminal List or The Boys. It's just way super uber thick, heavy.
No,
dude.
No,
like what was on Amazon Prime that I watched? I thoroughly enjoyed one night. Shotgun Wedding.
Oh, I haven't heard of that one either.
So it just came out. It's with Jennifer Lopez and Jason Duhamel. They're supposed to be getting married, and everything goes wrong, basically. And the cast is incredible. Like, her ex-boyfriend shows up, and it's played by Lenny Kravitz. And her father is Cheech, for example. And, like, the cast is ridiculous. The storyline is hilarious. And it's just so much fun. And, like, that's a good time. You know what I mean? Like, did you have Netflix up there?
Yes. Yeah, we got Netflix. Yeah.
Like, Red Notice. Did you see Red Notice?
No, I feel like I have a list. I need to watch all these.
We got now Andy and I need to have a podcast where we just talk about shows that Andy hasn't watched.
I know.
So
I'm watching Better Call Saul. I'm on the 3 more episodes of Better Call Saul. That's
okay. Well, so
between that and The Boys, I'm rotating.
So Red Notice stars The Rock, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot.
Oh no, I did see that. That was a movie. Yes, okay.
Yes.
You mentioned The Rock. I did see that one. Yes, I did. Yes, that was great.
Yeah, that was fun. It was nuts.
Cool.
Yes.
Yes,
that was a good movie. But like when you watch a show like The Boys or Terminal List, you're just like, dude, like, can we have a little levity?
It's like you have to watch. I have to watch it like every other day. Like I can't do even back-to-back days with that. It's like, okay, I need to chill. You relax. You go to bed. You're thinking too much. No, it's no good.
Yeah, it's not a plus. Like, I mean, like I'll do The Blacklist. Like I'm a big fan of The Blacklist.
Okay,
but like The The Blacklist is one of those shows where it's like it's serious, but like it kind of like, it's a fun fun serious, because Reddington will have like these quips and stuff, and like he'll like turn like a serious moment light, like I appreciate that.
Yeah, he's clever. Absolutely. No, I dig it. I think shows like that you have to like either you just can't binge. Same with The Sopranos. When that was it, I could only watch like 2 in a row, and I'm like, that's too dark. I gotta cleanse. I gotta cleanse a little bit with that. You guys have to cleanse after that Eagles season. How did the people, our listeners, how do they feel about this? Obviously upset, but like, are people accepting it? Is it like we'll be back next year? What's the vibe?
I think most people are very frustrated, is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
And most people, I got to go to. How about this, Andy? Can we do something unprecedented?
I'm in. What?
You want to hang through the break, and I'll read you the text on the other side.
Let's do it.
All right.
Go Birds.
Text on the other side, 609-403-0973. Josh Hennig, Game Night, 97.3 ESPN.
It's Sixers basketball tonight on 97.3 ESPN with the voice of the 76ers, Tom McGinnis, calling all the exciting play-by-play action.
Embiid driving. Oh, man, they forgot to guard Joel Embiid. Hey, he's good. He dunked it.
The Sixers host the Houston Rockets tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Philadelphia 76ers basketball on your radio home of the Sixers in South Jersey. 97.3 ESPN.
Hey, what's with the red, white, and blue tux?
I'm Uncle Sam.
Oh, that explains the hat.
Yes, people seem to love that.
So, what brings you to Springfield, Sam? Springfield Mitsubishi in Atlantic City.
Taxes, madam. I want you
to put my tax refund in the bank.
Oh, you're not spending it on a car?
Oh, I'm getting a new car. But all you need is a dime. $1 down at Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
A dime? What a novel idea.
Ake is a brand new Mitsubishi's from 17.5.
17.5 for a new car?
Yeah, and you get a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty with as low as 2.9% financing.
2.9%?
Plus, if you bring home $350 a week, you can get up to $25,000 in credit.
Okay, I want you to put $1 down.
At the all-new Springfield Mitsubishi, Atlantic City.
In Pleasantville.
They service all makes and models. Springfield Mitsubishi AC.com.
Can I have my hat back?
New 23 Mirage, 17.5, dime down, $277 a month for 75 months at 5.55% APR plus tax title to qualify buyers.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
It's time to think about your tax refund. And Jackson Hewitt wants you to think biggest. As in, we guarantee you'll get your biggest refund or your money back plus $100. Who offers that? Come to think of it, nobody. It's one of the biggest guarantees out there and why you can't just file with anybody. For your guaranteed biggest refund, go to Jackson Hewitt today. Your wallet will thank you. When every dollar matters, it matters who does your taxes.
Progressive presents Adjusting to the Suburbs.
I never thought about space in my cramped apartment, but in this house, all I see is empty space. The sofa and ottoman look like tiny islands in a sea of hardwood floors. I could get 2 ottomans in the living room, but then I'd need another sofa. I could tell people I'm into minimalism.
Anyway, when you save with Progressive by bundling your home and auto, that's the easy part of adjusting to the suburbs. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company. Coverage provided and serviced by affiliates and third-party insurers.
Chris, this needs to go to Parkville by 3.
Joy to the holiday packages that keep coming at Jimenez Couriers.
Coming your way, but the drop-off location is changing.
She needs delivery drivers with the gift of punctuality.
Anyone looking to pick up some overtime? anyone?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed, you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
South Jersey Gas is your energy efficiency partner, helping you lower your utility bills and use less energy. Conserve, our free online energy efficiency resource, offers easy, helpful tips anyone can use to save energy and money. And check out our money-saving solutions, such as rebates and discounts and free weatherization programs for income-qualified customers to help you use less and save more. Visit southjerseygas.com/conserve. With South Jersey Gas and Conserve, using less is really more. Together, we can commit to conserve.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone, America's #1 brakes destination. We have the pads, rotors, drums, shoes, and brake fluids to improve your stopping power. Right now, save 15% when you get any 2 Duralast rotors with a set of Duralast brake pads. Missing a tool? Ask about our free Loan-A-Tool program and borrow the tools you need to get the job done.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the MPD Group 2021. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool.
Dell Technologies President's Day business event starts now with deals to power America's doers and dreamers. Save on select performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL for President's Day deals. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles? Just a quick trip to Pluto and back. And what did we learn along the way? Well, that an EV can take on the world, like the Nissan Leaf. It can move racing forward and take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya. We learned to make EVs that electrify. 8 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. Ariya not yet available for purchase. Expected availability late fall, subject to change.
The heart is the strongest muscle in the body, but even the strongest muscle can wear down. That's where Southeastern New Jersey's strongest heart care comes in. With more specialists, treatments, and life-saving procedures, AtlantiCare Heart Institute is the region's only comprehensive cardiac program. So if your strongest muscle isn't beating its best, talk to AtlantiCare, the region's strongest heart program. AtlantiCare.org/heart.
Now, more Game Night with Josh Hennig on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Game Night being brought to you by Jenkins & Sons. One call does it all. No need to call the drain guy, the heater guy, the plumbing guy, because Jenkins technicians have got you covered. From new heating and air installation, service and maintenance, ductless air conditioning systems, water heaters, boilers, gas furnaces, leak repairs, and more. Just one call, 609-641-6440, or visit them online at jenkinsandsons.com. All right, Andy is still here. Hang through the break here.
Yeah.
Let's get to the listeners here, because Andy wanted to hear what you guys are responding with. Tom from Margate texts in and says, hey, Josh, I think we all in Philly are blessed with the Phillies in the World Series and the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Having said that, I think the Chiefs had a big advantage being more prepared for the slippery field. At least 2 touchdowns were caused in part by DB slippering, in my opinion. By the way, go Birds. That's
Birds.
from Tom in Margate.
There you go. You know what? That is a very reasonable, calculated text. I'm surprised on sports radio. That was very well thought out.
Mike in Hamilton says, Josh, good show as always. Tough loss yesterday. However, we can't blame the holding call at the end of the game or the grass. The Chiefs and Pat Mahomes, who's the best quarterback on the planet, outplayed the Birds second half. Hurts fumbled the ball early on, and the Chiefs ran in for a touchdown. In reality, that made all the difference. Take those 7 points back, and the Birds win the game. I'm looking forward to an exciting Philly season, though, and hopefully the Sixers go further in the second round this year. That's from Mike in Hamilton.
Well, and the thing is, too, for on the Eagles side, you had that Butker missed field goal. One on that prop bet, by the way, missed field goal. Boom. Yes. Off the doink. So Butker missed one. And then it's so, if you go back and look through the whole game, it's like, man, you know what? How many things, if you would have just gone a little bit sideways, could it change? And ultimately, it was still super close. And it just, was slippy field, bad call. It's just, I just hate that there's even that remnant of stink around that. It wasn't just a clean finish, you know?
Kevin chimes in, hey, Josh, I think everyone leaves except for CJ Gardner-Johnson and TJ Edwards, unless Fletcher, Brandon Graham come back on a team-friendly deal. By the way, dude, No Way Home killed Aunt May to make Tom Holland typically tragic. Homecoming and Far From Home were way better, in my opinion. I was hoping No Way Home would go goblin route, but instead they chose to fix the villains. That's from Kevin.
Oh, boy. What a season, though, Josh, man. What a year, man. That was good.
How about that? Kevin thinks everyone's leaving. He's like, they're all gone.
Listen, send him to Cleveland. Send him. I need tackles.
It's for you.
I need defensive tackles. I'll take Hargrave and Cox. Let's go.
I think Javon comes back, honestly.
Damn it. All right. Well, give me one
Andy,
year, guys, at least.
We got to go. Good stuff, man.
Good stuff. Go Birds. Yep.
We squeezed as many texts as we could there. Andy Mack there to join us for an extra segment at the end of your game night on 97.3 ESPN. Of course, his appearance each week brought to you by Jenkins & Sons. One call does it all at jenkinsandsons.com. Coming up next, Sixers and Rockets as the 76ers try to extend their 3-game winning streak. I'll be back tomorrow following Mike Yell on the Sports Bash right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Health Update with Robin Stoloff. Learn more, live better.
It looks like an overgrown beach ball, but it's actually one of the most versatile and affordable fitness tools around. Stability or fitness balls can help us improve our balance, posture, and flexibility.